So where does this all tie in? So Doug Fields, when he was partnering on the Model 3 ramp at Tesla, had a partner by the name of Peter Hochholdinger, or I think it's something like that. You can Google him. And now he's like the COO at Lucid. And so this is the dynamic duo that was a key, or what Apple thinks is the key acqui-hires to make their own vehicle production possible. So if you're thinking about what you need in an electric vehicle, you need the design, you need the software, you need the battery. So Apple's working on all that. Toshiba with the battery, they can do the design. But how do you build this car? We don't have manufacturing. So Lucid has this massive plant in Arizona. They have this beautiful, sexy car. It seems like Lucid could have this manufacturing piece, and then you also factor in the acqui-hire of Peter Hochholdinger collabing back with Doug Fields, which is that Tesla dream team. We know Apple's been desperately purchasing everyone on Tesla.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Growth Stock Research. Today we will focus on the ongoing rumors that Apple could potentially partner with Lucid in building the Apple car. We will look at both sides of the argument and come to a conclusion. This video is structured in the following way. Number 1, the Apple car. Number 2, Lucid's connections to Apple. Number 3, 3 reasons in favor of a partnership. Number 4, 3 reasons against a partnership. Number 5, geography. And number 6, conclusion. Project Titan, the autonomous driving electric vehicle project by Apple, was supposedly approved by its CEO Tim Cook in late 2014. Based on our research, Apple has been working on creating an EV and self-driving software for over 6 years. As of 2018, it was disclosed that around 5,000 employees are involved in the self-driving software section alone. An Apple car would allow Tim Cook to step a little bit outside the shadow of Steve Jobs, as the EV market represents a $1 trillion market opportunity. With almost $200 billion in cash, Apple seems to have the necessary funds to compete with Tesla in the EV space. But how many more years can Apple work on this project without delivering a car? Analysts generally agree that 2024 is the most likely year that we will be able to buy the Apple car. Recent reports suggest that Apple is already building its first prototype cars. Apple doesn't have its own manufacturing plants. Instead, it has been in talks with traditional car manufacturers such as Hyundai, and subsequently, Hyundai's stock price nearly doubled. However, it seems that talks have been halted and Apple shifted its focus to other car manufacturers. One of the car manufacturers could be Lucid Motors, which is a California-based automotive company specializing in premium EVs. Before 2016, when they started working on their first EV, they were a battery technology firm called Ativa. Based on this battery technology knowledge and over 14 years of experience, Lucid claims to have better technology than Tesla, at least in certain areas. In particular, Lucid claims to have a longer driving range with 517 miles per charge and faster charging speed. The first cars are coming out this year. The prices vary and are as low as $70,000 for the base model version and as high as $160,000 for the limited Dream Edition. Interestingly, there seem to be various connections between Lucid and Apple. In Lucid's top management, we can find 3 managers with past work experience at Apple. As for Churchill Capital 4, the SPAC with which Lucid announced to merge with, Sir Johnny Ive is Apple's former chief design officer who is responsible for the design of the iMac, iPod, iPhone, iPad, and also key Apple retail stores. While Ive left Apple in 2019 to create his own design company, his primary client is still Apple, and he continues to work on major projects. One such project could be the design of the Apple car, as he repeatedly expressed his interest in automobiles and automotive design, being particularly fond of car models from Great Britain. 2 other noteworthy connections are Michael Klein, who's the CEO of CCIV, has an advising role to Lauren Powell Jobs, widow of late Apple CEO Steve Jobs. Secondly, Apple has previously already invested $1 billion in Saudi Arabia's public investment fund, which in turn owns more than 60% of Lucid. As you can already see, there are various connections between Apple, Lucid, and CCIV, but we wouldn't necessarily state this as an argument in favor of ongoing talks between Lucid and Apple about producing the Apple car. Yet one connection in particular is very meaningful. Doug Field, who's the project leader of Project Titan, and Peter Hochholdinger, who's the current vice president of manufacturing at Lucid, both were vice presidents at Tesla in very crucial roles and were working together for over 2 years between 2016 and 2018, a very important time for Tesla, paving the way for its future success with the Model 3. Field was the senior vice president in engineering at Tesla, while Hochholdinger was the vice president in production. And as a Tesla YouTube channel, Hyperchange, mentioned, this team was the dream team at Tesla. Therefore, it seems that Apple could consider bringing this dream team together again by partnering up with Lucid. Also, there's a clear fit in what Apple can provide and needs and what Lucid can provide and need. On the one hand, Apple has up to $200 billion in cash and is working on autonomous driving software for many years.
What we're focusing on, or what we've talked about focusing on publicly, is we're focusing on autonomous systems. And clearly one purpose of autonomous systems is self-driving cars. There are others. And we sort of see it as the mother of all AI projects. It's probably one of the most difficult AI projects actually to work on.
However, Apple doesn't have a production facility for cars and is not likely to build one in the near term. Apple doesn't manufacture its own products. Rather, they focus on the design and software part and have their products manufactured by their partners. Lucid, on the other hand, already has a car production plant with a capacity of currently 34,000 cars per year and the possibility to increase the capacity up to 400,000 cars. However, Lucid is still a startup and a capital-intensive business. It just received around $4.4 billion thanks to the merger with CCIV. But this amount is not enough to fulfill Lucid's vision to eventually produce 400,000 cars per year and more. As for the self-driving, the Lucid Air model has the most comprehensive sensor suite and is equipped with all the necessary hardware, with 32 sensors including LiDAR, radars, cameras, and ultrasonic sensors. This all sounds great, but it seems that Lucid needs to partner to equip its hardware with advanced self-driving software, exactly what Apple could bring to the table. Also, Apple could test its iOS for cars on the Lucid displays, which were created by Apple engineers.
Up front, we have a HMI, which we call the glass cockpit. This is a beautiful work of art, but it's cutting-edge technology. It's state-of-the-art. This is a compound curved assembly of 3 screens, 2 of which are touch, and it's on line of sight with the driver for safety, so you don't have to take your eyes off the road. For occasional, more immersive use, we have a retractable center screen, which augments this HMI. And this is being engineered by a team of very experienced Apple engineers, really, again, emphasizing this is a true fusion between hardware and software.
There's a compelling argument for partnership. This is a pragmatist in me. Let's lead, let's create the very best EV technology in the world, and I believe Lucid's got that. But I think I'm up for a partnership in terms of software. We've got the best car, we have the best hardware suite, we've got all this connected with an Ethernet gigabit ring, super connected car, 2 terabytes of data onboard storage, super cloud connectivity. This is the perfect platform for any Silicon Valley big company to prove out its AD software, I think.
Therefore, a potential partnership between Apple and Lucid could be a win-win strategy. Another argument in favor of a partnership are the brands. Lucid positions itself as a luxurious brand with the best technology on the market. If Apple had a car, it would arguably be the same brand approach as Lucid's product. Tesla, on the other hand, is focused on mass production, and Elon Musk is very clear about constantly lowering prices for Tesla's EVs and eventually offering also the so-called Model 2 for around $25,000. Such an approach wouldn't necessarily fit with Apple, as they brand themselves as premium and high quality, for which one has to pay a relatively high price, like Lucid. Lastly, partnerships with other car companies such as Hyundai and Kia wouldn't seem to fit so much from a brand perspective. Now to the against arguments. First of all, these are just rumors for now, and there's no official confirmation. While a partnership seems beneficial for both companies, this is just speculation for now. Number 2, Lucid is not established and not experienced. For Apple, it would be high risk to partner with Lucid, especially if Lucid cannot deliver. Therefore, it seems that Apple would rather work with an established automotive company, which is also why they were in talks with Hyundai and Kia. Alternatively, there's also the possibility that Apple works together with Foxconn, which is exploring the automotive space as well. Number 3, Lucid is relatively small. Their new Arizona factory can currently only deliver 34,000 cars per year. While there are plans to expand the factory to 400,000 cars per year in the coming years, Lucid would need to accelerate the expansion and change their strategy from their planned Gravity model to accommodate for producing Apple cars instead. For comparison, the Kia plant in Georgia can produce 360,000 cars per year. So based on the output numbers, a partnership could be possible, but Lucid would need to adapt. Seen from a wider perspective, Lucid's currently small facility could also be seen as a positive, since Apple could have a say on how exactly the Arizona plant needs to expand. As we know from Tesla's experience, it is much easier and more economical to build a gigafactory from scratch than having to deal with an old plant and adapting it to new needs. Lastly, there's an additional aspect which we found interesting. If Apple wants to be as close as possible to the crucial manufacturing plant of the Apple car, it seems likely they would choose a partner with a car plant in the US. That's also why the leaked Hyundai-Kia talks involved the Georgia plant and not a factory in South Korea. Lucid's plant is in Arizona, which is a 2-hour flight away from San Francisco. Also, Apple's headquarters in Cupertino are less than a 30-minute drive away from Lucid's headquarters in New York. Interestingly, out of 11 Lucid retail studios, 9 are less than a 3-minute walk away from an Apple store as well. So will Lucid build the Apple car? We don't know. But we would not be surprised if they are currently in talks. If anything, we can hope that this question is asked next time Lucid CEO Rawlinson is in an interview. If there were no talks between Apple and Lucid, he may need to deny these due to the New York Stock Exchange rules, as CCIV is listed at the NYSE. But if the rumors are true and Apple and Lucid are indeed in talks, a no comment policy would be interpreted as telling. Last time Rawlinson stated no comment was when he was asked about a potential SPAC merger with CCIV a few weeks ago. The merger was confirmed a week later. But to get this question asked, it would be great if you could share this video or other sources linking Apple with Lucid. We hope that journalists pick up on these questions and ask Rawlinson, will Lucid build the Apple car? So what do you think? Please let us know in the comments. We will reply to every single comment. If this video was interesting, our next video could dive deeper into how a potential partnership between Apple and Lucid could look like. Vielen Dank.